My name is Marissa, and my research project looked at the relationship between a person's generation and their Facebook use. Specifically, my research question was: is there a correlation between one's generation and their primary reason for using Facebook? My hypothesis was that yes, there is a correlation, and younger generations use Facebook for different reasons than older generations do. My research methods consisted of in person interviews and an online survey. I interviewed 4 people in person, and 128 people responded to my survey. The survey questions asked: what generation are you classified under? Approximately how many hours do you spend on Facebook each week? What is the primary reason you use Facebook? And what other social media do you use? For the interviews, the exact same questions were asked as the survey questions. However, they were encouraged to expand on their responses, specifically by listing as many reasons as they could think of in order as to why they use Facebook. After collecting the survey data, it was revealed that the primary reason for using Facebook for all 5 generations studied was to stay in touch with family and friends. Based on this alone, it would appear that my hypothesis was wrong. However, when I examined the second most common response for using Facebook, Millennials and Generation X chose staying up to date with news, birthdays, events, etc. Interestingly, the second most common response for Facebook usage among the baby boomer generation was gaming, at 27% of respondents choosing that as the primary reason they use Facebook. Not only that, but millennials exceeded all other generations when it came to using Facebook to find funny and entertaining content, at 14% of respondents choosing that as the primary reason they use Facebook, and that number only being 7% for baby boomers and Generation X and 0% for silent generation. For their interviews, the top 2 reasons for respondents 1 and 2, who were Generation Z and Millennial respectively, were to talk to people on Facebook's Messenger app and find funny content, both specifically mentioning memes and videos. Comparatively, the top reason for both respondents 3 and 4, who were Generation X and Baby Boomer respectively, was to stay in touch and up to date with people. Based off the interviews alone, it would appear that the younger generations do use Facebook for different reasons than the older generations do. Therefore, analysis of the survey data and interview data obtained in this project shows that while the most common reason for using Facebook was the same for all 5 generations studied, which was to stay in touch with family and friends, by looking at the second and third most common responses, it can be concluded that different generations do in fact use Facebook for different reasons. My study was largely limited by time constraints. If the course was longer, I could have done a more in-depth research study. Furthermore, my study was largely limited by the respondents per generation. With only 2 respondents for Generation Z and only 4 respondents for silent generation, it's hard to generalize these findings. Another limitation is the gray area of certain generations, as the years aren't fully agreed upon in the academic world. Nonetheless, this subject is worth studying for audience research, as it can help answer questions in academic literature as to how different generations are using and thus affected by social media.